You, with JCB and Case Construction Equipment, have been absolutely at the front line of building India, right? Not in, I mean, here we are in a fancy film studio, but you've been out in the country. You're an expert in marketing to rural communities. When we talk about innovation, take us back to that. Get us grounded again.
There's 130 crore people, and they deserve a better infrastructure. And with the infrastructure improvement, actually, a lot of economic activities which are taking off. A lot of industries which I've never heard of, food processing, for example, is largely because of the infrastructure development which has happened. The throughput which we have, from farm to fork, that life cycle has reduced because you have got better roads, you have got better food processing setups, better cold storages, faster transit of the food. So, all that is helping the country to get into the next level of.
And do you find that, I mean, we've touched with some of our guests on the idea of what's the point of innovation, right? And as you say, construction is very enabling. There's
yes.
not many things that are more enabling. Do you find that quite motivating in terms of making you innovative?
Yeah, I think my take on innovation is, Jasper, that you don't have to do a disruptive innovation every time, right? There is always a bit of innovation, scope of innovation every time, everywhere. And not necessarily the innovation has to be in the product side. In the distribution, in the marketing stuff, in your training stuff, in your HR stuff. I mean, all those small innovations add up.
In your socks.
In your socks. And they add up and become a large innovation. I'll just quote an example. When I was with JCB, and I'm talking of 2005, 2006, when not many automobile kind of organizations, companies have actually, experimented in rural India, other than Maruti and Hero, Honda at that time. Maybe Amul and ITC were the other brands which have done. What we thought, then how can we change and how can we, do our innovation in marketing or in distribution in rural India, and that's where the real growth is coming from. So we played around with the distribution philosophy, what we had, and typically in a conventional world, you will have your distribution where the demand is. Where you have customers, you put up a store or you put up a distribution center, and that's where you build up on your business. What we thought, let's go to those centers where the demand will come in future, and let's go and create that demand, right? It's like in a butterfly life cycle. Where is that egg? You have pupa, you have butterfly, you have everything, but where is the egg which will become a butterfly in the times to come? So we changed the distribution philosophy. We created almost 1/3 of our distribution, put in the places where the demand would come, because there are macro indicators. We know the project has been declared. We know a new dam is about to come over there. There are, the information, the roads have to go there. So, which means the demand will come, and then somebody has to go and create that demand. So we altered the distribution. That was one innovation we did. Then, India is a big country, and the kind of infrastructure we need hands. We need people to actually participate in that growth story. So the second innovation, what we did in terms of customer acquisition, and we thought, let's not acquire a customer who is a competitor customer, and let's go and create new customers, right? And that's something which we are doing in Case Construction as well. We are running a project called LEAD, and we thought, let's not create a customer for, say, construction equipment alone. Let's try and create the entrepreneurship, and through entrepreneurship, let's try and create the livelihood. So let's seed the idea of creating livelihood and entrepreneurship, and in that process,
I see. So you've got the bigger thought is you've got the equipment now.
Yeah.
Now
exactly.
Now better yourself.
Exactly. So we are running a program, and actually we have broad-based it, Jasper. So we are not limiting ourselves to only construction equipment. We are going to villages. We are talking to the people. We are making them aware about what all they can do. Whether it's a fishery, it's it's agriculture-based occupation. There's so many things they can do, and they can also, get into. They can buy an automobile, a construction equipment, or anything.
Well, let's get into that a bit more, Puneet, in the sense of you're an urbane guy, lots of kind of urban people here. Going out into the country the first time, meeting that, was that difficult? I mean, so many marketeers we meet, they might have thoughts about the rural economy, but they've never been there.
So fortunately, Jasper, I had been always in the branch where, largely it's B2C. It's a one-on-one kind of a business. And so whatever we do, the deal actually happens when two people sit across the table,
Right, it's a big capital purchase.
Absolutely,
often, yeah.
Absolutely. So for us, the way we had been trained, it's not at all difficult. Actually, we learn from the customer. And my personal philosophy is that innovation starts from the customer need. The trick is how quickly I'm able to understand and identify that need and provide him a solution. I think that little bit of meeting these two ends is sometimes innovation, sometimes it's just off-the-shelf solution. But trust me on this, the India kind of a country and the kind of people whom we meet from north to south, from east to west, completely different perspectives, completely different take on their lives and the way they are influencing their social circle and the community. And that gives a whole lot of learning. And
very exciting as well.
And it's very, very
exciting. Cool place to be a marketeer. Right?
Absolutely. And every day is a new day for us. Every customer is a new customer. Every single customer is a different customer.
Well, that's interesting. And so, I mean, we had Ashutosh from Tata Commercial Vehicles on the show, on the last show, and he was talking about the way you persuade a shrimp farmer to buy a truck was to get another shrimp farmer with a truck to talk to the shrimp farmer. Tell us more about that and how you use digital, for example, in rural marketing.
Absolutely. So it's very interesting take we have. See, half of our customers, they belong to age group of, say, 35 to 40 and beyond. The second generation, which is in early 20s, 20 to 25, while they are not the owners of the equipment, but they're a big influencer. So when we took on this journey, we identified that in a home, when they're buying a capital equipment, the sons and daughters of the family, they make a lot of difference, and their voice is now heard more than the commercial voice which the father or the uncles would have. So through our digital campaigns, we identified those influencers in those rural communities, within those areas, micro-influencers of a similar kind of a project or the landscape wherein they are operating, and we try to reach to the next generation, which is for them means of digital and social media and all that is more in thing, so to say, and then took their help to explain and understand and then explain to the larger communities as being influencers.
Well, and presumably those kids, I mean, you and I, when we grew up, we probably had these little toy diggers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The kids of the guy that's got the digger, they don't really care about the toy anymore, do they? It's all digital, to your point.
So to tap that, we have actually created games around equipment, the training modules around on the phone, on the VRs, ARs, all those tricks or the techniques which we have.
It's like so clean with gamification.
So that's part of the game. I think that's probably is given for any marketer to reach out to the larger audience. I can't take the machine to 100 people, but I can obviously reach out to them digitally. So it has helped us to reach out to the larger number of people, also to make them aware that what can be done, because India is a country, as I said, the pace at which our infrastructure is going is tremendous. So not only more and more people are required to participate in that growth, the women of the society are also required to participate both for operating the machines as well as manufacturing the machines.
Yeah.
See, you have to manufacture those many equipment.
Well, and actually, like so much of what we see in the brand world in India, totally untapped, right? Puneet, we could do a whole show on you alone. Those are amazing insights and great to start with the socks.
Yeah.
And end in the earth of India. Thank you so much for joining us on Trailblazers.
Thank you.